Yeah.
Call this meeting to order. Please stand with me and say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Vicki, can you do roll call, please?
Gary Massey.
Here.
Eric Roberts.
Here. Here.
Ron Rusher.
Here.
Jay Kohler.
Here.
Cindy Carley.
Here.
And then our attorney, Steve Johnston's here. And then me and Kayla.
Call you back. It was just Lewis that she's still alive. So, before we get started, I would like to make an announcement since everybody's here basically because of the election. Change of plans again today. It's changed every day for the last 3 weeks. Ask Vicki. We talked to Karen Goldman today. She is our state election official. And I talked to our lawyer today also. Because of the way our rules and our ordinances fall, this is what has to happen. Joe Roski and Jay Kohler will be on the board. They are the only two that supplied packets to run for the election. So we have 4 spaces that are open and only 2 people that gave us packets to run. Therefore, we have a resolution tonight we're going to pass to vacate our election. There's no reason to have an election if we don't have enough people to fill all the spaces. So we all agreed on that. Then what has to happen is before April 7th, which is election day, primary election day in Colorado, we will have the space, let me back up. Eric will be the only one that will be retained on the board besides the 2 new appointees. So there will be 3 of them. That leaves my position and 3 trustee positions open. Before April 7th, we must have letters of intent from everyone who would like to be on the board, and then we will have to appoint a mayor and 3 trustees, because if we only have just the 3 of them on the board, they can't conduct any business. They can't pay bills, they can't do anything. And we don't need to be in a special election, because that would throw us into a special election mode, and we don't want to do that either, because that's going to cost us a lot of money to do a special election. And it wastes a lot of time. And it's time that we need, because we need to be able to pay bills, supply water, supply our trash company with what they need to get everything going. We have to have that board in place. So Jay and I talked about it a little bit today, and we are going to ask the post office for a bulk rate, and we're going to send a letter to every household in Sugar City explaining that if you would like to run for office, we need a letter of intent. Those letter of intents have to be in the office before the end of day on March 31st, which is a Friday. What day is that? Is it a Friday? No, it's a Tuesday. Yeah, I think you're right. It's a Tuesday. Our next scheduled meeting is April 1st. That way the board will have that day, all of us, to look at the letters, and we can actually make a recommendation, or we can put 3 people and a mayor on the board. So if you're interested in becoming a member of the council, I suggest you get your letter to Vicki or to Kayla before March 31st at the end of the day. So other than that, are there any questions? I mean, I know there's a lot of questions surrounding this. Yes, Kim?
Can the council explain so that everyone understands for the next week why this is happening, so that people understand that this could have been avoided?
Well, we took Karen Goldman's word for it. I mean, we talked to her a couple weeks ago, and we were doing what she had told us to do. And then our lawyer calls and says, I don't think this is right. So he got to looking into it, and he says she's wrong. So we put a call into her, and she immediately called us back. In fact, Jay was in the office when she called back today.
But
Yes.
didn't the council know that this was gonna be a problem before now, when you wrote the ordinances, that you can't write an ordinance and enforce it on yourself?
We didn't ever think about it. No, we didn't know. So we took her, she is the state election official, so we took her word for it. I mean, you know, she's supposed to be the know-all ruler of the town, and it didn't happen. So, and she did tell me that she was not correct with what she told us. Because we actually sent her our ordinances. When they were adopted, we sent her everything she needed to know. And she did the homework, and she told Vicki, and Vicki has it in writing. Vicki has the emails from her that says this is what you do, so that's what we were doing. And then we found out today it was wrong. I'm just glad we found out today instead of further on down when we were in a mess that we couldn't fix.
Such
I mean,
a
this is
good
still,
thing.
huh?
Such a good thing. I'm glad somebody did some homework.
So, but anyway, so is there any other questions?
But
Okay, so with that, we'll move on. The Robert's Rule of Order, the video, I think that is more of a workshop than
Well, the intention is to show everyone how the rules are supposed to work and how it's one at a time. We all speak. Everybody gets a voice. Everyone gets to be heard. Robert's Rules of Order is something that is very old. I think it's like an 800-page book. This is a very, very condensed version that shows how we need to conduct business to avoid the chaos that has eaten this town alive for 2 years. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to hope everyone pays attention to it. With enough times, maybe some repetition, everyone will understand that this is not a personal attack stage. We all need to conduct city business here. Whatever your neighbor has against your neighbor is none of our problem. Our business is city business, policy. So I'm going to ask everyone, myself included, we're all going to start following these rules, or we're going to try. And the people that won't let us complete this will be ruled the problem. Fair enough?
I'm a professional parliamentarian, and that means I travel around the country helping organizations have better meetings. In my experience, members want two things in a meeting. They want their voices heard and their votes counted. And that is precisely the function of parliamentary law, which is concerned with preserving the rules and protecting the rights of members. The purpose of parliamentary law is to facilitate the smooth and orderly transaction of business in a meeting. At the end of the day, if the will of the assembly prevails within the boundaries of the rules, I know I've done my job. Most meetings are governed by over 700 pages of rules in parliamentary law, which I will now sum up in 3 minutes. Needless to say, this is not intended to be a thorough review of the rules, but merely a brief summary that merely skims the surface of parliamentary law. But I hope you'll find it helpful. I'll start with some of the basic rules of debate. The first rule is that only one member speaks at a time, and you must be recognized by the chair to speak. So, how does a member seek recognition? In a large meeting, a member rises or goes to a designated microphone stand and says, "Madam President," or "Mr. Chairman," as the case may be. The chair then recognizes the member by saying, "The chair recognizes the member," or "The chair recognizes the delegate at microphone 1," or "The chair recognizes Commissioner Johnson," whichever is most appropriate based on the size and nature of the meeting. In small boards and committees, members may raise a hand to be recognized, instead of standing or going to a microphone. But in any case, once recognized by the chair, the member has the exclusive right to be heard at that time. That means that no one can interrupt you to rebut what you're saying or to add their own comments to the debate. When a member has finished speaking in debate, that member sits back down, or in a small board or committee, that member might end his comments by saying, "Thank you, Madam President." Other members can then seek the floor and be recognized by the chair. And the chair must recognize any member who seeks the floor while entitled to it. Next, Debate must be germane to the pending motion. So the motion comes first. Then debate must be confined to the merits of that motion. This means that anything that is said in debate must relate to whether or not the pending motion should be adopted. It would not be in order to talk about another motion that came up earlier in the meeting, or a motion that's scheduled to come up later in the meeting. And comments on any other unrelated topic or issue are not in order, while this motion is immediately pending. Any comment on any other matter is simply idle discussion, which is a major hindrance to the transaction of business. Once debate is finished on the pending motion, it is put to a vote. Then the assembly moves to the next item of business, where debate will be in order on the next main motion placed before the assembly before it is put to a vote. Now let's take a quick look at how the rules of debate apply to an amendment. Whenever a main motion is made and seconded, the chair states the question on it, thereby placing it before the assembly for consideration. At that point, it is the immediately pending motion. It can then be debated by the members. If at some point a member makes an amendment to that motion, and if the amendment is seconded, the chair then places the amendment before the assembly for consideration, and the amendment becomes the immediately pending motion. So debate on the amendment is in order. However, debate on the main motion is not in order at this time, since debate must be confined to the amendment while it is the immediately pending motion. After debate on the amendment is finished, it is put to a vote, and then the main motion once again becomes the immediately pending motion. And once again, debate on the main motion is in order. Next, debate alternates between those in favor and those opposed. So the chair might say, the last speaker spoke in favor of the motion. Would any member like to speak against the motion? This practice of alternating back and forth keeps the debate balanced, but it can also save the assembly time. For example, if 15 members are prepared to speak in favor of a motion, they will tend to do just that if the chair simply continues to ask whether there is any debate, even if there are only 2 members who wish to speak against the motion. But if the chair alternates between those in favor and those against, then he will recognize a member to speak in favor, and when the member is finished speaking in debate, the chair will say, "The last speaker spoke in favor of the motion. Would any member like to speak against the motion?" The chair then recognizes a member to speak against, and when that member is finished speaking, the chair continues alternating in this fashion, asking each time for a member on the opposite side of the last speaker. Soon, the chair will say, "The last debate was in favor. Is there any debate against?" There will be no answer to the chair's call from the 2 members who already spoke against it, since a member cannot make a second speech on the same question the same day until every member who desires to speak on it has had an opportunity to do so once. This also means the members who have already spoken in favor of the motion cannot speak again until all those who wish to speak have had an opportunity to speak once. But in our example, there are many others who do wish to speak in favor, but none that wish to speak against. So, since there is no debate in opposition, the chair will say, "Is there any further debate in favor?" And after a few more speeches in support of the motion, with the chair calling for opposing debate after each turn and getting no response, those who had planned to speak in favor will discover that they don't all need to speak in support of the motion, since there doesn't seem to be considerable opposition, and this allows the assembly to more quickly move to a vote. Now, to be clear, if all 15 members still want to speak in favor, they have that right. But from a practical standpoint, after a few unopposed speeches supporting the motion, it's unlikely all of them will find it necessary to continue piling on support. The same is true when many members wish to speak against a motion and they discover no one is speaking in favor of it. Next, all debate is through the chair. When speaking in a meeting, members address all their comments to the chair instead of addressing another member directly. This is because if a member is specifically talking to another member, it can start to feel like a private conversation that excludes the rest of the assembly. This can also lead to other private conversations popping up in the meeting, leading to a breakdown of decorum and order, which results in an unproductive meeting. Remember that what is said in debate is for the benefit of all the members in attendance. This is why all remarks are addressed to the chair. Also, when someone addresses you specifically, you have a natural tendency to want to respond immediately, and even to engage in a dialogue with that person. And if someone is disagreeing with your position, it starts to feel personal if the comments are directed specifically to you. So a member would not address another member in debate and say, "Bob, you're right about needing to raise money. But you know you aren't going to be able to get volunteers for this. Who's going to want to come out in the snow to wash cars?" Instead, after obtaining the floor, the member would address the chair and say, "Madam President, I agree with the last speaker. A fundraiser is a good idea. But I don't think having a car wash in December will work. It'll be nearly impossible to get volunteers to wash cars in the freezing cold." Next is a rule that must always be strictly enforced. A member cannot speak against another member in debate. Members should always keep in mind that it is the motion that is being debated, not the maker of the motion, and not any member who spoke in favor or against the motion. If the chair hears any derogatory comments made about a member, the chair must immediately interject by saying something like, "The chair will remind the member that any comments against another member are not in order." And if any member uses any derogatory terms in regard to another member, such as lie, liar, or fraud, the chair must immediately interject by saying, for example, "The chair will advise the member that those comments are not in order in debate." Now I'd like to turn to a time-saving mechanism in parliamentary law known as unanimous consent, which all members should be aware of. This is when the chair says, "If there is no objection," then explains what will happen if there's no objection. For example, the chair might say, "If there's no objection, $50 shall be donated to the ABC Foundation." The chair then asks, "Is there any objection?" If no member objects, the chair says, "Since there is no objection, $50 shall be donated to the ABC Foundation." By using unanimous consent in this way, the chair skips the formal steps involved in handling a motion. The principle is that when there's no opposition to taking a certain action or adopting a certain motion, there's no need for the assembly to take up its time with the formal process. This is a valid method of adopting a motion in parliamentary law because any member has the right to object. So, how does a member object? Well, when the chair says, "Is there any objection?" or at any time when it is clear that the chair is asking for unanimous consent, a member simply says, "Objection," or "I object." A member doesn't need to be recognized to object, and the member doesn't have to provide a reason for objecting. When there is an objection, the chair simply follows the formal process for handling the motion. When a member objects, it isn't necessarily the proposed action or the adoption of the motion that the member is objecting to. The member is simply objecting to skipping the formal steps. Next, I'd like to briefly cover a motion in parliamentary law called previous question, which is sometimes informally referred to as calling the question. This motion is designed to end debate and bring the pending question to an immediate vote, but it is often misused and often misunderstood. There is a misconception that while a motion is being debated, a member can just shout out, "I call the question," or simply "question," and that this
If I can
brings
hear you
debate
over
to a
this, you need to be
halt
quiet,
and forces
please.
the chair
Thank
to
you.
put the pending motion to an immediate vote. This is not how the motion works. Let's take a look at some key characteristics of the motion so that we can better understand how it does work. The motion can be made by any member who has the floor. This means that a member can't just shout out "previous question." You have to be recognized by the chair before you can make the motion. In other words, it has to be your turn to speak in order for you to move the previous question. Also, the motion "previous question" requires a second. So if it doesn't receive a second, then it simply dies for lack of a second, and debate continues on the pending motion. Also, the motion "previous question" is not debatable. So when it is moved and seconded, the chair simply puts it to an immediate vote. And whether it is referred to by its formal name, previous question, or whether a member says, "I move to end debate," or simply says, "Enough talking, let's vote already." In any of these cases, any motion to limit or end debate requires a 2/3 vote for adoption. And the chair should always ensure that the assembly is clear on the effect of adopting such an order. This has been a very quick look at a few of the rules that assist the members in transacting business in a meeting. I encourage you to continue your parliamentary education by taking advantage of the many resources available on our site, including the premium videos and training courses. I hope this helps.
believe we can all agree that Cindy is the chair, as the mayor. So if we all conduct ourselves through one person, the personal attacks can stop, we can get to business. Cindy?
Thank you. Public comment? Kim, you're first.
Public comment?
Are you sure? Okay. Angel?
Yes.
Will you come to the podium, please?
Okay.
So many of you know that I have had problems in town with people telling me to take my dog somewhere else, and to go away with my dog, and to leave my dog at home, or get lost, or et cetera, et cetera. I'm here to let everyone know the dog is my service animal, and he will be coming with me to all meetings and to almost everywhere that I go. So be informed. I don't want to hear any more flack that he doesn't belong, he can't come in. Legally, he does belong, and legally, he can come in. And that's all. Thank you.
Sam? Now talk about, Sam's gonna talk about water with this.
Are we done with public comment?
Huh?
Are we done with public comment?
No.
Signed in. Do you want to say anything for public comment?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
You don't need to sign in.
He's on our business agenda.
I just wanted to hear your voice twice, that's all it was, I'm sorry. Scarlett?
Oh, gosh. So I'm just addressing a comment that was made a little bit earlier that we didn't know about the things earlier with the election. You and I had a conversation a little bit ago, and I forewarned all of you about this, and I was told that I was wrong.
Well,
And
I thought you were wrong.
And that we would be speaking to Karen Goldman. And poor Karen, if anybody knows, and Cindy and I both know because we've worked with Karen in previous elections, that poor woman is swamped with every election, city, county, state, during election season. So it's gonna take a while to get back to her. So I want on the record that it shows that unfortunately, council was told about this months prior. I believe it was January when we spoke. And I tried to tell you guys, and I was told that I didn't know what I was talking about. So I don't appreciate like not being at least heard. Like I understand that we had differing opinions, but I wish.
And I thought the same thing that you did.
I wish that I had been heard better from not just the mayor, but the council as a whole. So this is just a whole across the board, because while I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, I'm not also the dullest tool in the shed. So I'm just letting you guys know that no, you were told back in January what needed to happen, and now we come to find out I was actually right, because I went to those trainings and I did all of the things. So thank you.
And like I said, I took her word for it 3 or 4 weeks ago, because that's what she told us, that she is supposed to be the guru. So, because I did agree with you.
Yep.
When we spoke.
Yep.
So, and then she told me that basically I was wrong. So I thought maybe I was wrong, because I'm not an election official. That's not my job to know that, you know.
Right.
So, but thank you, I appreciate it. Can you sign
Are we on public comment right now?
I just wanted to, I had addressed a couple of things at the beginning of my comments last meeting, and I was hoping that the board would revisit a couple of things that didn't get discussed. The mosquito mitigation, and also invitation to
address that in my report. So I will do that.
Who's next?
And that's it. That's all for public comment.
Sure we have others.
Oh, you're not saying it. I'm sorry.
We also have John and Nicola. Not sure if others. It looks like Marissa Jackson.
Oh, see, I don't like this because I can't see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I think next time we'll move the TV over
Okay.
centered for everyone.
So John will go right after Monday then. So, okay,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Hi, the last time I was here, I've only been to 3 meetings, I think. In the 10 years I've been paying taxes, and they're both under your watch, Cindy, but, Crystal threatened to F me up, and that's on 4 different cameras, and none of y'all cared. None of you. It's on 5 videos. Nobody cared. Now, if I threatened to do that to anybody here, wouldn't I be escorted out?
Nobody was escorted out during those meetings.
I'm saying, but it's okay for her to say that she's gonna F me up. That's what I'm saying. I pay taxes for 10 years, she doesn't rent or own. And it's okay for,
I don't think this is the forum where we should address this.
pardon me, it's a felony. I'm disabled and an elderly.
You'll have to call the sheriff.
Then you should call the sheriff's office and file.
Okay, well, it's against, Colorado statute 189106. Colorado statute 183206, 189111, it's a felony. And I think she shouldn't even be here.
It's an open meeting. We can't stop her from coming.
She doesn't even live here.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
It's up to the
matter.
sheriffs to decide.
Cindy, I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, but we just watched this Robert Rule of Order,
And we are not following
parliamentary
it.
law, and it says a member cannot speak
Please get
against
control of the
another
meeting,
member,
Cindy.
name, calling, insult, etc.
Yeah, so, okay, that's the end of the public comments. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait a
I'm sorry.
minute.
I forget that we've got this. John, can you hear me?
Mr. DiNicola,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So,
3 minutes.
I got a couple of issues. First, I have a couple of outstanding core requests. One of them is especially interesting because one of them entails videos that were taken by Mr. Roberts after the alleged break-in of Town Hall. Those are public records, and as of yet, I have yet to receive them. I'm going to put the city, the town of Sugar City on notice. For every day that my court request is late, I charge $75 a day per violation on my court request. That is nothing but a demand. Those records that he created, if he had destroyed them, I expect Mr. Johnson, being an officer of the court, to file charges under 18-8114, which would be the abuse of public records and or destruction of public records. I hope I'm making myself kind of crystal clear here, because you know, you guys seem to think that you're toying with somebody that doesn't know the law, and I clearly do. I'm tired of playing games. Also, we also have pictures that were taken and sent to a worker in the town hall that the mayor knew about. And as a matter of fact, I believe they call them dick pics. So I also requested them, not because I want them, but to prove that you guys have on your fire department, your volunteer fire department, these people that seem to preying on folks, whether they be sex offenders or what have you, seems to be the way to go. You also haven't fired the CDL driver with the sex offender registry. You know, the 54-year-old gentleman. Yeah, we all wouldn't know about him. And you know, you guys may think you can turn a blind eye, but again, if that clown reoffends, you know who's on the hook? You guys, because you've been warned, not once but twice. Fix the issues. I want those requests filled.
That was the next person. I can't see that far.
I don't think I used my 3 minutes. I'm gonna come back and use my other half if that's okay.
No, you're gonna have to go to the end of the line because.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Does anybody else have their hand up?
Looks like Marissa Jackson.
Over here.
Who?
Marissa Jackson.
You're on the agenda. Marissa?
Marissa, go ahead. Can you hear us, Marissa?
I apologize, technical difficulties. Sugar City isn't struggling because of bad luck. It's struggling because of bad leadership. At some point, the excuses run out. When a town starts falling apart, services failing, concerns ignored, and officials dodging accountability, that's not a coincidence. That's management. The people of this town pay taxes for competence, not chaos. They deserve leadership that can actually manage a budget, maintain infrastructure, and respond to public without acting like scrutiny is a speak clear. When officials only start paying attention after things hit a breaking point, that's not leadership, that's damage control. So here is the real question. Who's being held accountable? Because right now, it looks like the people running things expect the public to just sit down, stay quiet, and accept the decline. That's not how this works. If leadership won't step up, then it's time for outside oversight to step in. Because the people of Sugar City deserve better than excuses, deflection, and a town that's being ran to the ground.
Is there anyone else with a hand up?
Is anyone else? I don't see any hands up.
I have a comment. I just couldn't figure out how to put my hand up on the phone.
Go ahead, sir. Mr. Lloyd?
I just wanted to tell Cindy thank you for lying to me twice. I greatly appreciate that. I also want to put everybody on notice that she's about to cost the town.
Is there a difference because a crackhead and a pedophile?
No.
I don't think there is.
Marissa, can you please mute your mic?
Marissa, can you mute your microphone? Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna repeat myself because I don't know how much you heard with the background noise. But I just want to thank Cindy for lying to me twice. I wanted to put everybody on notice that she is about to cost the town. Well, your whole board's about to cost the town because apparently they don't know the meaning of pro se. Just wanted to give you that FYI. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Anyone else? I think that
Also, another thing, one of my problems was, that's in my admin for hours. And, how would I think, Cindy, that you would help me in any kind of way when your car's over there? That's the only meth house we have in the neighborhood. When I moved in, there was like 8 of them. That's the only one left. How do I know that? I've heard it from your brother and everybody that works for the town. And your car's there. So why would you help me with the semi? Or why would you help me with Crystal? Threatening me. Threatening to F me up when she's old enough to be my kid or my grandkid. Why would you help me do any of it? Because the only reason she's here now is because of you, isn't it?
I don't know why she's here.
I got your car in her yard at the best.
Because she had borrowed my car.
Well,
the car's in my shop right now getting fixed.
You're supposed to put your hand up and say, excuse me.
Talk to us.
Well, you
Please,
gotta wait.
everyone, one at a time. Only the person at the podium speaks to the mayor.
Well, I guess my
Otherwise,
daughter
it
will
breaks
deal with all
down.
the other stuff that's not civic because you guys are breaking all these other rules.
That's
You know,
correct.
but it's just okay for her to do it.
Moving on. After public comment.
You know, we could
Sam?
meet our maker any day, you and
Yep.
I. And that's how you want to meet your maker, acting the way you're
That's
acting
fine.
right now. Okay, good luck with that.
Sam, you're up.
Is that a threat?
I know, that's what
That's
I thought.
enough. All comments go to the mayor. Mr. Wilson, I believe we're ready to move on.
No, Eve is on the agenda.
She's on the agenda.
Well, they had their annual meeting
Yes, sir.
and we went together, voted in new officers, 2 of them. We do have a water shortage this year, snowpack. It's gonna be around 60% and it's dropping more and more. We're at historic lows. I mean, they haven't recorded this low of snowpack at this time ever been recorded. And with these warm days and stuff, it's gonna get ugly.
Sure is.
It's gonna melt fast.
I got a hold of Southeast Water and I went over and talked to Agua. Southeast says we used 138 acre feet of water. We're allowed 200 and I believe it is 85 acre feet of water behind the Pueblo Dam. Now,
Is that for 25?
that's for this year.
For 26 already?
Yes, this comes due in June.
Oh, that's right, okay.
We have to cough up the money for the project water that the town is gonna buy. And we need to keep our augmentation water up to around that 285 acre feet.
Okay.
I don't think, personally, I don't think they're gonna lease us the full 100. I'm gonna say 142 acre feet is what I kinda got penciled in. But if we put in for it, make them say no, that you can only get 80 acre feet. Or whatever their
Yeah, because they'll send us
process
a letter
is gonna
back,
be.
right? They'll
Yeah.
send us a letter to tell us how much we can have.
No,
Oh,
you
we
already
won't.
got that letter.
Oh, okay.
It don't tell you how much you can have. They're requesting that you get by with the least amount of water that you can.
Okay.
But I'm a greedy person. I feel like if our account is full and something happens, this drought continues, next year we may only get 20% of the water. The feds do not care if you run out of water. If we had that problem here 4 years ago, or 5, and they was actually gonna shut the wells down, which would have put everybody out of water. And they have the right to do that. We can't stop them. So we have to have the augmentation water sitting there.
Okay.
Now, the augmentation water this year is gonna be $21.90 an acre foot. I figured that out at $3,022.20, I believe is what it's gonna be for the 142 acre feet of water.
Okay.
And
So when do we have to have that into them?
I'm thinking it's June 10th. I can look at the paperwork at
That
the
sounds
end.
right.
I'm sure Vicky's got a copy of it there. You still got a copy, Vicky, of that paperwork from Southeast?
Yeah, I do have it.
And does
Okay.
that go to Pueblo Board of Water Works?
No, it goes to Southeast
Goes to Southeast.
Colorado Water District. That's who that goes to. The only, Pueblo Board of Water Works is the ones that they're pushing for this conduit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get started on that tonight.
Okay.
Because that's, I'll be honest with you, I've looked into the Pueblo, this whole conduit and it's a fraud.
Yes.
100%.
And Eads has already pulled all the way out.
Did Lamar pull out too?
Huh?
Lamar?
No,
Felt
the
Lamar.
thing is nobody should pull out until they absolutely have to. Because if they change the rules or something happens where they're coughing up with the money and stuff, don't cut our own throats.
Yeah.
You know, wait till it comes down to the nut cutting, then do it.
Good. Okay.
But my biggest thing is now is the water, the augmentation, so that we all got drinking water and bathing water. And I'll keep on top of this because we need to make sure this gets paid for, because they want their money up front,
Yes, they do.
you know.
It's due by June 10th, right?
And I don't know when Agua has their state meeting. Vicki, have you got anything on that yet?
Not yet.
When they do, I would like to attend. I ain't gonna have Sugar City pay for it though. I would like to, because I would like to attend it.
Okay.
And I'll pay for it myself in my own motel room for me and Grace.
Okay.
But I would like to attend it, and that's up to you board members. But it won't cost the city a dime. I'll pay for it out of my pocket, because I think I need to stay on top, or somebody needs to stay on top of this water,
Yeah, we don't need to be running out.
you know, and that's, but I wanted to bring that
when you're ready, start calling me. Let's sit down more.
Yeah, well, Vicky will get more of a report on when that, and I'm thinking it comes in June.
I
I'm
was gonna
thinking
say, yeah. I think it's in the summer.
it's something like $500 or $600 to attend this meeting. Yep. And that's why I say I'll pay for it out of my pocket.
Oh, outstanding.
For
Thank you,
me,
sir.
for me to attend, me and Grace to attend.
Gotcha.
You know, if the town wants to send somebody else, that's your dime. But I'll bring back all the reports from them, like I did the last time, and the whole 9 yards. And I think that's about all the water that I need to discuss with you. And as soon as I hear more, I'll get with you. I hear more on the conduit, I'll get with you.
Okay.
And I'm at you folks' lead. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So next, we're going to look at the resolution to cancel the election. Can you read it for us?
All right, resolution number,
She's right underneath here. She's on here.
resolution number 2026-001, a resolution pursuant to CRS 31-10-507 in the town of Sugar City, Municipal Code 2.68.010, canceling election. Whereas the Board of Trustees of Town of Sugar City regular municipal election is April 7th, 2026, and whereas the election was properly noticed in Ordway New Error, and whereas CRS 31-10-507 provides that the municipality may provide the cancellation of an election by ordinance where there are not more candidates than offices to be filled. At the election, at the close of business on the 64th day before the election, and where election of persons to office is the only matter on the ballot, and whereas the Board of Trustees of the Town of Sugar City previously adopted an ordinance as Sugar City Municipal Code 2.68.010, providing that the Board of Trustees may cancel election by a resolution after receiving certification from the town clerk that fewer candidates existed than the number of offices to be filled. And whereas Vicky Bauer, Town of Sugar City Town Clerk, has delivered to the Board of Trustees certification that on the 60-day period of the date prior to the election, trustees candidates existed for the three, why does it say four?
Oh, it should be 2. Because I'm sorry.
So we need to make an
That
amendment.
3 needs to be made 2, and the 4, because there's 4 trustee seats and only 2 people ran or got petitions.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Town of Sugar City as follows. 1. The Board of Trustees received proper certification from the Town of Sugar City Town Clerk at the close of business on the 62nd day prior to the date of regular municipal election set for April 7th, 2026. There were not more candidates than offices to be filled. The Board of Trustees finds that conducting of an election with no more candidates than office wastes resources of the Town of Sugar City and provides no benefit to the citizens of the town. Number 3, the Board of Trustees cancels the regular municipal election set for April 7th, 2026, and orders the town clerk to publish notice of the cancellation in Ordway New Error, and post notice of cancellation at the municipal polling place and one other location within the Town of Sugar City in order to inform the electors. 4, adopted and approved this 18th day of March 2026.
We need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve with the amendment.
I'd like to add an additional amendment.
Okay.
Cancellation was spelled calculation,
Oh,
and number 3, second line.
calculation should be cancellation.
Yes.
So with errors, are you able to still pass it, or?
Yes, we can still pass it, yeah. And then on number 2, the that in candidate should be that, not that. Right. There.
So number 1.
on number one. I'm sorry, on number one. That should be that. They're banned. There are not more candidates than officers to be there. So with those few changes. Did I get a second? Eric, second. Can we roll call this, Vicky?
Roll call.
Jay,
Yes.
Gary Massey,
Yes.
Cody Boyles,
Yes.
Eric Roberts,
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
Cindy Carly.
Yes. I'm going to ask that can we move Eve up to B because she needs to leave. Does anybody object to that, changing Eve with number B?
Letter B,
Just
D to B.
switch those two so that Eve can go next. Does anybody have an objection? Okay, Eve?
You're not gonna see me here, so I'm coming over.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir. Okay, I've got 3 different topics. The first one is called Spring Cleanup Day. Are we going to have this year?
I'm sure we will.
Okay. Do you have any idea what dates?
No, not yet. We will have to get with the trash guys and talk about it.
Okay. Do you know what times maybe it will be, of the day?
It'll be the same. It'll be don't we do it
Friday,
Friday, Saturday, and a half a day Sunday, I think is what we usually do.
Alright. Next question. I would like to put in a fence. Is a survey mandatory?
A survey is not mandatory, but you have to leave enough of the easements so that we can have access to the alley and like to your water meter and things like that.
And call 811 before you dig.
Yeah, you can't put the fence in until you call 811 so they can locate your lines, so you don't accidentally hit a water line or something. So you'll have to do that, and we can help you if you need help with that.
Can you tell me if I don't have to have the survey, how do I know how far back the easement is?
Well, Vicki and Kayla could tell you when you go in the office. I think is it 5 feet or 10 feet?
For alleyway?
Is it 5?
15 from the middle, I thought. Right? 15 from the middle?
Oh, it's 15 feet from the middle of the alley to where you could put the fence.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Alright. How do I know what my easement would be for the people who live next door to me, the Matthews?
Gary?
Get a survey. You'd have to get a survey for that.
That we'd have to survey. The only thing we're worried about is the back line and to your water meter.
Okay, good. There are some fence posts on that side, or 2 posts that were a fence, and somebody took out everything but the posts.
Okay.
Can I just use those posts as a marker?
Are they your posts, do you know?
Yes,
Yeah, then yeah, you can use those if they're your posts.
okay. And I understand that on the corner of Nebraska and Washington, they have to be able to see the people
around,
coming down
yes.
the roads, have to be able to see to get
Yes.
around the corners and not hit anybody.
Yes, ma'am.
3 feet, the fence right there would have to be 3 feet.
Well, I was thinking chain link so they can see through.
Oh, then you're perfect,
That
yeah,
would be good.
that'll work.
Okay. All right. And a permit. Do I
We
need
we
one?
have a fence permit. We have not been charging for it, but we have just so that we kind of know who's putting up fences so we can watch the easements and make sure the easements are being met. That's the only reason we've been handing those out.
Okay.
So I would suggest you come and get one so that if there is a question, we can help you with it.
All right. Is there a cost?
No. Right, Vicki? For fence permits, there's no cost, right?
I would have to look in the new municipal code book.
I don't think there is.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Because we
she'll
have to
check
have
for
that.
sure, but I don't believe there is a cost for it.
Okay. On the south side, I have those 3 telephone poles, so I know that I can't go on the other side of them. But how far do I need to come from them to where?
Are they telephone poles or electric poles?
They're electric poles. They're Black Hills.
That's something you'd have to get with Black Hills.
Yeah, you'll have to call Black Hills because they're kind of touchy about their poles.
They ain't gonna let you touch their poles.
No, they don't want you touching their poles.
Okay. All right. So. All right. All right. And the height of the fence, I was told that there's no restriction on that.
6 feet.
66 feet.
6 feet.
6.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'd like to put those things that they have around the water tower, those angle bars. I'd like to put those. Is that gonna be a problem?
It's your fence, ma'am.
Okay.
It's only a problem for someone that tries to break in
I gotta climb over it.
or climb over it. Exactly. That's a good idea.
I got a question in regards to what she was saying.
What?
Between properties, the easement between the properties, how much space on either side of the property line must there be?
I don't think there is any space. I
Or can
think
you
it
be right
just
against
goes-
each other?
I think you can go right against.
I was just wondering.
10
Yeah,
feet easement.
I'm not
Is it?
positive, but I'm pretty sure
There's
that it's
no
right up
easement.
against it.
Property line. That's what I was just wondering.
Yeah, your property line matches up right up with their property
All right, so
line.
when I put my new fence up from the one that was torn down, that was my property, I could put it right on the
Put
property
it right,
line.
you can put it right there together.
All right.
For your sake, I would get a survey.
Oh, it's already surveyed.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you're good.
Yeah, it's already, so you already had your property surveyed.
Okay.
Anything else, Eve?
So then, on the front, how far do I have to be in from the road?
Okay, I can't hear you. Can you guys please be quiet?
15,
Yes, please.
it's
I can still hear you talking when you
30
whisper.
foot, 30 foot from the
Barely
center
hear
of the
me.
road.
She talks quieter than you guys whisper.
Shh.
Well, the road's kind of wobbled there in front of me, and I don't know, you know.
When you get ready to put it in, we could come help you. If you'll call over and one of us will go help you.
And I believe the new laws on the fence is 6 feet on the back and 5 feet in the front.
It's 15 from the
No,
middle
no,
of
the
the.
height of the fence.
The tallness.
5 feet for the front and 6 feet for the back.
Well, it depends if it's a privacy fence or one you can see through.
Correct.
Yeah.
If it's a privacy fence, you gotta be 30 feet back from the corner.
No, I'm
So
just
that
saying,
you
if
can
she's
see
a
around
chain
the
link
corner.
fence, then the average height is 5 feet for the front of the
Don't
property.
quote me, but I think it's 3 feet on a fence that you can't see through.
That's what I'm saying, if it's a chain link, the height would
Chain
be
link,
5 feet.
it's 5
Is it
feet.
5 or
Right.
6?
No, in the front has.
It used to be 4, I think they raised it to 5.
Oh, okay.
How do I know? Is there a place I can look it up?
town ordinances.
It's in our town ordinance book.
Yeah.
Okay,
know what
so
ordinance it
height,
is?
you're not sure of?
On the
We just
back
had a
fence,
resolution on it,
right,
so
on the back
it's- I
fence,
can't-
6 feet, on the
Not
front
right
fence,
Yeah,
5
right
feet.
offhand.
But I just put the resolutions all in a book today, so they're all in the book, so we can just look it up in the book.
Okay, so I just have to come here and,
And we'll look up the whole statute and it should list it all out in there exactly which.
okay.
Yeah, I know I had a 4-foot fence from the front of my property because I had big dogs, people were complaining.
Uh-huh.
And they raised it up to 5 feet, and I was gonna put in for the extra foot for 6 feet from my front too. Because I had the big dogs, and I was told town hall would have no problem with that.
Okay.
All right, I think that's all my fence questions. I have one more topic, and this is about the wells. And from what I understand, we have 5 wells.
Correct.
And are they all working?
We're using 4 at this point in time.
Okay, what happened to number 5?
Say what?
What happened to well number 5?
It's still there, it ain't moved.
It's just a backup.
It's just a backup, we're just not using it at this time.
I believe it also
Okay,
pulls
so
water
it
truck.
does work.
We alternate the wells,
Number 5 does work.
yes.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted to know. All right, so we're gonna do that. Now, is the water that we get from an underground river an aquifer or what source?
It's from an aquifer, correct?
And was the water tested recently?
It's tested monthly.
Monthly, every month we test it. And we actually take it to Pueblo and they do the testing for us.
But why aren't the public receiving copies of the testing results?
Because we don't have the resources to send that out to everybody,
It's
but we
per
do have.
request, I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
So if you request it, we can give it to you.
Yeah, if you request it, we will give it to you. We always have a copy in the office. You're welcome to come to the office anytime and look at any of them. We keep them in a book so you could even go back and look.
Okay. They used to just stick them on houses.
Yeah, if something goes wrong and we have to give you a notice from the state, which could be anything from the latch was left open on a door somewhere to the fence was left open, I mean, anything like that, then we have to put it on, give each person a notice that has water. But if everything is good, we just put them in the book and you're welcome to come in and look at it anytime.
Okay, so we're not getting here any copies because we're not requesting.
No, but if you request it, we will absolutely give you copies of what you want.
Okay. All right, that's all I have. Thank you for your
Okay.
time.
Thank you, Eve. Building inspector discussion. Vicky? I'm gonna let you take this one.
Okay, so the building inspector.
Oh, I thought we switched those, but okay, sorry. Hold on, Vicky.
Okay,
Trash truck number 10 and trash truck number 7. Number
Seven breaks is giving us trouble.
And we took it today, right?
Yeah.
Levi? Yeah. So it is at Ty's
Yeah.
office.
But
His
the
office.
thing with Ty, once he gets it done, he won't let it go until he's paid.
Yep. So, yeah.
Which needs to happen soon because 10's main cylinder is acting up and needs fixed.
Okay.
And you can only, what, get about 6 yards in there? or
Yeah,
something?
about 6, yep.
And then they have to go dump it
And
and
then
come
I have
back.
to go dump. Right.
Jerome said it's a pain.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
So we don't know how much 7's gonna be until
I'm
he tells
guessing
us.
maybe 2,500 to 3 grand, depending if it needs hubs or drums along with
Yeah,
the
well, I
shoes.
know the one for sure needs a drum, without a doubt, so probably.
Yeah,
Might as well do them all.
where are we at on truck 10?
it needs that packing ram
Is that
redone.
the $15,000?
Well, it's a big,
It-
big
it-
cylinder.
It would be very expensive to replace, but we can probably put a seal kit in it
To rebuild it?
to rebuild it.
Okay.
Just guessing, but I
Has that-
think one of the seals
Providing the
is
ram's
leaking.
not scarred up.
Yeah, right.
Have we talked to Ty about that?
It was mentioned briefly, but that was it. It was more worried about getting 7 back on the road so he could then have time to look at it, so.
I know you're incredibly busy trying to finish that house, but if you come in tomorrow, can we call Ty or talk to him? Okay. So we will call Ty about truck 10 tomorrow. He knows to go ahead and start on 7. So I think that's pretty much where we're at. I know that there's some concerns about what our trash guys are gonna do tomorrow.
Or they'll only have one truck to
We only
run.
have one truck. We have 5 guys scheduled. So Gary, any recommendations?
Let them run truck 2
empty my
and then
trash.
let them run 10, what they can, just go dump. I mean,
Okay.
they would be so far behind, even as is, they're gonna have to run 2 trucks from Friday just to keep from falling behind, so. I mean, that's all I know to do is run 2 trucks.
Yeah,
So since
No,
Robert
just-
and Levi are both here, let's give them specific instruction what to do in the morning, so that they can make sure everybody's on the same page.
Are you all in truck too?
Yeah.
Okay, so they should take the new guy with them.
Okay,
That will make them a little faster, and then the other two can
the other two will
truck
take the
10.
other truck. Okay, so clear as mud. He just has this look on his face like,
Yeah.
What is the time frame to get it back online?
Up to Ty, and then don't know until
His mercy.
he digs in
Gotcha.
there. He's
yeah,
usually
we're
quick.
kind of at his mercy.
Once he has the parts, he usually concentrates on it, gets it done, but,
He's
Couple days,
usually
probably.
really fast. I mean,
Yeah.
usually he doesn't let stuff sit.
Every minute that truck's not moving, it's not making money.
Exactly, and he knows that.
He keeps
So
stuff
he's-
like pods and stuff there, so he don't always have to order everything, but
They-
he's probably gonna have to order drones or go get them somewhere, so.
Okay. Okay, are you guys good? Robert? Okay. Any more trash discussion?
Oh, yeah, we're out of supervisor.
Yeah, we are out of
Today was
supervisors,
his
so
last day, so.
we're gonna kind of wing it for a couple days till we decide what to do.
Well, is it necessary? We have a guy now we can promote up.
Huh?
We have someone we can promote up now.
Who?
Gary Jr.
He's Public Works.
Well, something to consider.
So for citizens who didn't get their trash emptied, is that going to be resolved?
You're on my, I wrote your name down.
Okay.
You're on my list, you're on my good list.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I got your message today.
Based on the numbers, I believe it's a dual role. Our trash supervisor could easily also fill in with Public Works. It's kind of hard to fill both hours at 40 hours without killing the town and wasting a lot of time and money. We had someone that was properly trained as a dual role, someone that might be familiar with Gary. And,
What about the CDL?
Sir,
He's gonna be the supervisor, what about the CDL? That has to be in place.
I've actually talked to him about a CDL. I've encouraged him to. What he does is his business, but we're all for it. We've spoken to, was it C-Tran? We've spoken
Who's gonna train them the routes? Who's gonna show them all the routes?
You.
Me.
You're our number one trash guy. You are the Levi. You are 6 years, our pro. There's nobody I have more confidence in than you.
Why couldn't he be the supervisor then?
How much is
Excellent question.
Because none of them did their CD.
Would you be willing to volunteer for supervisor?
Gotcha,
I say Robert.
thank you.
He has a CDL.
Robert's our best driver.
But he knows
We need
that.
him right where he is. But we'll get to that discussion. It's an open table on that one.
Okay, so we've beat trash to death. Let's beat something else to death. Okay, Vicky, now you're up.
Building inspector?
So I had Rick come in, because he had to look at some permits. I asked him because we have never paid him for anything since I've been here. And he said that he gets 75% of what the permits are, the fees are.
That defeats the whole purpose of what we do there on this work for.
Yeah.
Is it an ordinance?
He just said that's what he gets paid. I didn't look through the ordinance book. I can tonight and see if it's.
So we're talking 75% of all of that?
No, it's not in there.
So that just took back everything we just made off that?
Exactly. And I told Vicky, I said, I do know that Jesus gets 50% of all their stuff at Ordway. So he probably is not far off. But that defeats the whole purpose of all of the work we have done for the last 6 months. Any ideas? I mean, 75% of,
Is this negotiable?
I don't know.
Maybe we should negotiate.
I bet you if you guys would sit down with Rick, I imagine it could be negotiable.
Who would like me to?
Let me
Maybe-
call Rick tomorrow and ask him if he could stop by, because I know he goes through here in the morning and in the afternoon. See if he could stop by and I'll try to negotiate with you because that's just unheard of. 75%. Of course, I
What is
think
the standard?
50% is unheard
I
of.
have no clue.
Let me talk to Rick and see what I can come up with, and I'll come back to you guys with it.
That sounds like highway robbery to me.
Okay, Angel, we're going to talk about you now. Vicki, would you like to talk about Angel also?
What?
She's right there, you wanna talk about?
bad language.
Yeah, just don't use bad language. About her coming in.
Oh, she did say that she'd be willing to volunteer to answer phones and take messages. She's not really interested in taking money or anything, but she can answer the phones, write down messages, and then give them to us, you know, and then even if Cindy's in help, oh, that's right. So yeah, we can return the calls.
Okay. How many hours would you be willing to volunteer? Do you have a schedule in mind?
We already set up the schedule, yes.
It's like, on Mondays, is that what we decided? Mondays and Thursdays, like from 8:30 to noonish.
Outstanding.
That, I
That's
think
great.
that's great, because that seems to be when they're.
And we need a
busiest.
lot of your help. Anyone that's willing to come up and volunteer responsibly, show up on time, do the job. We all need some help. It's the only way we're gonna fix the town is with everyone involved.
And you know, answering the phones is very, very important. When people
Absolutely.
get somebody on the phone, they just get so excited. So.
It's gonna be more stressful than that. I have
Yeah.
answered many calls in the last month.
Yeah.
Many very angry customers who are upset we're not taking their money properly. So I think that will absolutely help that.
So where, I haven't encountered any of that yet, but I've encountered people who are like, oh, you are there.
Oh, I have.
So, yeah, so.
One was very angry. You know,
Do we need to vote on this to approve Angel as a volunteer? I think we should
okay.
vote on it. If I could have a motion?
Motion?
To approve Angel to come in and volunteer those 2 days a week?
I make a motion.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay,
Gary seconds.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. You're committed now.
Just make sure that everybody realizes that the child.
That's fine. And Shadow wants to answer the phone. Have it. That would be great. So now we're gonna swear in the 2 newest members of the board. So that would be Joe Roski. And do you want to be called Jerry or Jay?
I don't care. I'm already sworn in, all right?
Yeah, but we're swearing you in for the next round.
Whatever it is. Do I need to stand over there?
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, you must stand. I have to stand, everybody has to stand. Okay. And we're going to raise your right hand, please. I think about it for a minute. I, and state your name,
I, Joseph Roscoe,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
by the ever-living God
by the ever-living God
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the laws of the State of Colorado,
and the laws of the State of Colorado,
and will faithfully perform the duties of the office
and faithfully perform the duties of the office
of trustee
of trustee,
upon which I am about to enter to the best of my ability.
which I'm about to enter. That's my ability.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Congratulations.
You can have my seat, I'll find one.
Can I ask a question about the swearing in? Since y'all canceled the election, does this mean that y'all are appointing Joe and Jay and that they have 2-year terms? Or are they still elected and get 4-year terms? Did y'all just effectively take away 2 years from them
No, they're elected for 4 years.
without an election? They're elected?
Yeah. Because they would have automatically got in anyway, because there's only 2 of them running in 4 spaces. We will have these filled out, Vicki will file them.
There's no point in running an election because they would automatically leave.
running for a seat because there's no writing candidates to,
I need to.
run against. I'll fill it out. No, I'm just.
Do you want me to, do you want me to sign this?
Yeah,
And then
just-
you have to file them with.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, I did do that.
I know you did. I know you did. I watched you and she said you didn't, so there you go. Yeah, I know. Michael, do you have anything for us? Would you kind of like to update us on this deal with the street and what happened with the, behind the cafe?
Well, the fire, we flushed it and everything was flowing good, so right now I'm not exactly certain what's going on.
Oh.
It was flowing good.
It's flowing?
But their clean out still had water in it.
Okay, when Eric goes, that kind of scares me a little bit. Any idea? I mean, could it be from their house to the?
Well, no, but here's the thing, they put a new line in from the house all the way out to the alley.
Uh-huh.
There by the meter pit, the water meter pit, there's 2 cleanouts.
Uh-huh.
And they're probably 8-10 feet from the sewer main. And
Didn't they just do that like last year?
No, they did it a month or so ago.
Oh,
It ain't been that
I thought
long.
it was a year ago.
No.
Oh,
And,
maybe it has been not that long.
And they had a guy come over yesterday with his machine, and he had a camera and went down through there. And he went 75 feet down the main in the alley and hit his block where he couldn't go no more. So he was thinking that it was, that's where the blockage is at. Mike ran water and that stuff down from the other manhole this afternoon and had a good flow there behind the old bar over here. And it could be just more stuff that's right in their pipe right in the main where it dumps in. It just needs to be shoved out there.
Okay.
Hard to say.
So we don't need to call
Well, I'll get
Is
with.
it Simon
I'll call,
from Lyman?
I'll call Jacob and talk to him.
Okay.
And maybe he can get that guy to come back over again and run it from right there over to the main and see what's going on now that we got the main flushed out.
Okay, good. Yes, ma'am.
Is CCOM done with all their crap?
I hope so.
They are
Getting
now?
close.
They're-
I think they still have some stuff north of the tracks to
Yeah.
Yeah,
do.
they got
By the
identified to go
city.
under the railroad
From
tracks.
east side to west side, totally done now?
We're hoping. Are you having problems?
No, but I've been beginning to wonder if they were, because all the stuff that got marked on my side of the house, there's nothing over there, so how
Are
they
they
hooking
little
it
white
up
marks?
to? Huh?
Are they little white marks?
Oh, no, they're flagged, orange and yellow, you name it, and white, yes, I got all that. And are they can't, there's nothing over there to hook up to, because there's nothing there, it's my bandage, nothing.
Yeah.
Are they hooking up those box thingies to the power poles or what? Do you know?
Well, I'm not sure just how the CCOM's gonna do their wiring going to the houses for the internet, but the way it looks are gonna be overhead, coming off the power pole going to the house, just like your phone line.
Oh, I don't have no wires at my house.
Miss Mayor?
It's all underground.
Well, then they'll have to
Okay.
either bore it over to your place.
Back to point of order. I have to call for point of order, so we'll all,
I just asking if yeah.
so do you have anything else, Michael?
No,
Okay. We don't have a trash report. Clerk's report, Vicki, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just have a few things. I will pass it down. This is when our awnings got messed up from that hailstorm. We couldn't get a hold of the company, but there was somebody that just recently purchased it and reached out to me. So I did get you an estimate. These are the same people, but they changed their name. They used to be Pride City Awnings.
Wow.
Now they're Diverse Design. And so that's what he gave us for the estimate. I don't know, I could reach out to Sursa because I'm not really sure if they'll cover it because they did take note of the damage.
Can you get more estimates?
We couldn't find any other places that will.
Sarsa told us to go to Pride City to get it.
Cindy, what's up? Can you,
That's BS.
How?
he's here.
Is he here? I will, Vicki, when I come in tomorrow, would you make a note for me to get you, a guy's name and we could get him to give us a quote? I know it's not gonna be the $9,000. That is a lot of money.
Because they're charging us $700 for 330 miles to come here.
And then, Cindy, there's also Carl
Well,
Maynard, who's very good.
He's in Fort Lewis.
Who's that?
Carl Maynard. Well, Carl kind of lives around.
Oh,
But he's done
can you bring me a phone number? Okay. And Marge is gonna bring us a phone number also.
And he's very reasonable.
That's a lot of money for just little blinds outside the windows.
Because it's
They're
material
making it out
wise.
of canvas, I can
Oh.
understand why.
Well, we're
This
going-
is expensive stuff.
I didn't know.
Umbrella will do this.
Moving on.
Moving on, okay, next, Vicky?
There is, with PVC, I don't know if we bought any PVC between 2021 and I'm pretty sure not since, I don't know,
We did for the sprinkler
early
line.
2025, did we?
Yeah, for the sprinkler line.
Okay, well then I will go ahead and pass these down. There's a lawsuit about that, so, and they were reaching out to us.
Yeah, like 1,200 foot.
As long as we're not drinking it.
And then the next thing is, QuickBooks sent out something for on deck. It looks like lines of credit. I'm not saying we should do that, I'm just passing that because they did give that to you guys.
Did you get a line or a application for credit from McDonald? They told me, Jess told me he'd be sending you one, we need to get that back to him.
I did not see anything come in from him.
Okay, we'll need to work on that.
Okay,
He said that whatever contract we had ended at the end of '25, so everybody, including us, has to apply for credit.
Exclusively, not if we.
okay.
Yeah.
This is, Jerome's,
Letter of
yeah.
Jerome's letter of intent, letter of,
This is a complaint that somebody put in. I believe this is the paperwork that Sam was talking about. That's the original, so please don't lose it.
This is back in
That's on my computer.
Thanks.
Maybe you should sit down.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the best thing to sit here.
100 acre feet left from last year, but in June, they will take that and another 30 something out of here. Take, make up the total, which will leave us right at 65 in there.
funds for the car.
Remaining from the year, so we'll apply for this year.
God.
And yet, we'll go in on top of it.
like a credit account.
Like a credit account.
That goes back to the.
The next paper, that I think you have, Jay, is,
Hail claim?
oh, yes, that is, they came out probably February, to look at the damage to the actual trucks. There was only, I believe, one truck because it was, like, it wasn't too old. There's, like, something in there that we can't go over. I think it's, I don't remember what it was. I think it might be like 8 or 10 years old or something. So the one truck, I think it was the trash truck, and they did check out the town truck. And so that's their report. And then all I have is some paperwork from McGuire, that guy that had talked to us about the water tower. If you guys want any of his pamphlets and stuff that he sent, they're here. And he said he will, I think, get back to us in April to talk to you guys about that. more about what you asked in the last meeting, but he talked to you guys and that's it.
Anything else?
That's it.
Jay?
I have 5 points. First one being the letter to the town announcing the letter of intent. I wrote one up, as we discussed earlier. Just had Mr. Johnston read it. We made a couple of quick changes. It's very generic, very open. Did not get a chance to print it. I can read it out loud if you'd like, or we can get to that later.
Let's get it, bring it in tomorrow. I should be here tomorrow. And we'll get it printed and start.
Do we need a motion to do that?
I don't, do we?
Doesn't hurt.
Okay, I need a motion to send out a letter of intent to every address in the city limits
As a bulk
as
rate.
a bulk rate, and I'm sure Cynthia could do it for us. So we can get letters of intent for members of the board. If somebody would like to make that motion.
I'll make the motion.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, and all in favor?
And I'll handle that tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay.
and we could get it printed and get it
Yes, ma'am.
sent out.
I tried to get with the post office today. They just weren't answering.
Can she give us the addresses, or do we
No,
have to do it?
we hand her a pile.
Uh-huh,
We walk right into that building, hand her a pile. She walks right to the boxes and puts them in. That's all there is to it.
awesome.
It cost about, well, I did it 2 years ago to every resident in Sugar City.
Uh-huh.
It cost me $38 for
Okay.
shipping. It did not take 2 days to get it handled.
Perfect.
And I will get with the postmaster tomorrow. He's
Okay.
easy to talk to.
Okay.
All right, that's the first one. Second are the phones. Our phone system is operated on VoIP, which is an internet-based system. Set up properly with our Starlink, we can get much better service. Also, we're paying for an absolutely ridiculous amount of extra features that we have not touched. It's no one's fault, but there's no one to take the charge to go up and fix and straighten it out. So I'm asking for the board's permission or authorization to contact the company and to go into our phone systems and make attempts to straighten it out.
Is that next to you?
Nextiva. It can be, right now we have 4 lines, we only need 2 of them. We are locked in a contract for the next 16 months that cost as much to get out of as it costs to pay for the service. Now, 16 months from now, we can downgrade that service from $270 or something like that, down to about $100. We are currently renting our phones. There's a lot of things in the contract that are not ideal that need to be dealt with at the next contract. So all that aside, I have technical knowledge. If you will allow me, and I hope I don't break it, I will attempt to straighten it out.
And how does that affect our fax line?
Fax line is a separate line.
Okay.
I will, before I make any changes, I will communicate very well with Nextiva before anything happens.
Okay.
But I don't want to do anything without everyone's approval.
So what, you're gonna have to dummy it down for me. So exactly what will you be fixing?
We'll be finding out why they're not truncated properly.
Okay.
The idea is that, all right,
They're
here's a
not
great
roll-
example.
They're not rolling over. I know they're not.
We are
rolling
not
over.
getting our calls through. I have fielded numerous calls in the last month. Many of our customers are trying to get a hold of us, are trying to give us money, and we can't, they're not getting through. I've spent enough time in the office to know that the phones aren't ringing for these callers.
Uh-huh.
It's not the ladies blowing them off, it's not that they're too busy, it's they're not getting through. So someone needs to look at it. More than likely, it can be fixed in a day or 2.
Okay.
There is always a chance with technology of breaking it before you make it better. So I put that out there clearly, but somebody needs to do it. Not to mention, there are a ton of extra features, including voice response and AI, that we are paying for that could be used to send, or as the voicemail comes in, it will automatically translate it to text and send Vicky an email. No more
It
answering.
does.
We're paying for that service, let's use it.
Yeah. 'Cause
Well,
that's-
let me
that's what I've been
enforce it.
doing. So, yeah.
We're paying $65 a month for that particular feature, and no one has touched it.
Okay.
So unless someone else wants to take the lead, then I will gladly step aside. we need our phone systems fixed so that we can get our money.
Okay. Well, and I know that I've been going back through the emails and pulling the voicemails, so I know that it's doing what it's supposed to do, I think. Of course, sort of.
You don't have to agree with me, we can let them be broken if you
Well,
want.
no, that's
But I'm
just-
volunteering to offer, or to fix it. But I'm, every one of these steps, I'm asking for council approval, because I'm not arguing about this.
Okay. So I think we just need a motion to approve, to let you try to
Fix the phone system.
do your magic or whatever, so, can I have a motion?
I'll make said motion.
Huh? Okay, Joe is the first, I kind of get a second, pass this back to Vicki, please. Gary's second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The phone is in your lap.
Okay,
So-
I'll start on that next week.
Okay,
Security system, we just paid a back fee and the current fee to be recording online. It's not set up. Again, if you'll let me, I'll take the lead on that. I'll contact the security company. For what reason the DVR is unplugged from the internet right now, or was when I found it a couple of weeks ago, I don't understand. But I would like to fix it, because why are we paying for it if we're not using it, just like the phones?
I thought it was going to a cloud or something.
It would be if you plugged a little cable in
Oh, okay.
and set it up. I don't know if it's set up, because without authorization, I'm not trying to step on toes.
Okay.
So with council approval, I will
Well, I would
contact
think
them.
that would go along with the phone, because doesn't it all kind of,
One's a phone, one's DVR.
okay.
Two different companies, two different contracts.
Where does our security come from?
Good question.
Oh,
I believe Triad, but I'm not 100%.
okay.
Vicki, can you answer that question? Who provides our internet security, or our,
Our internet security or our camera storage?
or are they not
That would be
tied
Alert
together?
360.
Okay, so Alert 360, I need to find out if they even know we exist, other than
There
our
is
money.
a letter on that front desk with phone number on it for Alert 360.
Let's get them talking to our DVR.
Okay. I see that's just a phone call.
It should be, and maybe a little technical stuff, but I don't want to make changes that might break something without you
Well,
knowing what I'm doing.
It sounds like to me it's already broken, just needs
It
to be
is.
fixed.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's get it fixed.
Okay, can I get a motion on that?
Yes, can I have a motion to agree to let Jay make that phone call to get our security up and running? Gary moved. Joe second. Everybody in favor?
All right.
Okay.
All right, 2 more points. The time clock, we're having a lot of problems tracking our time and our employees. There's been at least 2 incidences that bring up questions as to our time clock. We have QuickBooks Online for a very small extra fee, probably less than we actually pay Vicki to go manually and do it like we did in the 80s. It's a very simple app, it works very well. We're already paying for almost all the features. To avoid future conflict over the time clocks, I think it is prudent to switch over now.
And what Jay showed me is you can't clock in until you're like, what, 500 feet from the building?
We set the distance. Mine happens to be like 500 feet from the house, but I think we can do it right down to right here.
Yeah.
What that allows us to do is, one, it automatically enters everyone's time into the computer. There is no more he said, she said, or a mistake or whatever. It's tracked.
Yeah.
When it's in the system, Vicki no longer has to spend 2 or 3 hours every week handwriting it out. It just makes sense. It's the way things are done these days. I personally log in on one of these apps. I believe others have. It's just modern technology. It doesn't hurt anyone. It just keeps us all honest. Is that something we can agree on?
Well, does everyone have a phone first?
Honestly, you don't have to have a phone. I worked at Thaxton's and they had a tablet where it was just mounted to the wall and you put your last 4 digits of your social
There we go.
security number in.
Oh.
It had your time, you clicked in, you're clocked in, you walk away.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't want
Alan,
somebody
since you don't know how to use the phone, Alan don't know how to use these phones.
Well, we'll figure out a way to make it
Like she
easier.
said, if you put a time palette.
Yeah,
well,
it's literally just an app where you
We're
just
not
put
trying to
in
make you
social
guys are on it.
security, that's
I thank you for your service. we just need to be able to track it, and everyone's tired of that little mechanical deal out there that jams. Well, we can't get accurate timing, and it's not a personal thing, it's just business.
That time clock is as old as the hills.
Okay.
When we cleaned it out, it had that much dirt inside of it. It was just awful.
It was full of dirt, the lock on it's busted, it takes 2 seconds to manipulate the time on it. It's no longer what we need.
So
How much is it to add that?
I believe was it $20 a month?
Yeah.
How much was it?
It was way more than that.
Okay.
I can get an exact, I just don't know.
All right, well, we can get to
Off the
that at
top
the
of
next
my head.
meeting. We'll get the information, but more importantly, I want it on the record that our current mechanical time clock is not doing the job.
And I
We
have
did look
actu-
at that.
I'm already.
Yeah, this isn't something I came up with. I think all of you already.
Way too much.
And I have looked at places that sell things like that, secondhand. They are so expensive, we could pay for QuickBooks over and over and over again before we get a used one that we don't know if it's even gonna work or not.
All right, well, we'll put that on the agenda for next.
Yes.
Okay. And then tracking of our vehicles, following numerous reports about our vehicles being in Ordway.
Don't we have track?
We do.
We had Track My Truck or something.
We do. So I use Track My Truck, and I found that our old brown Dodge goes to the Family Dollar very, very often. It makes unique trips, not to anywhere but the Family Dollar. I have images if you want to see it. It's all on, it's not hard to pull up. And when I say specifically to Family Dollar, like go to the well, come back to the highway, drive all the way to Ordway, go specifically to the Family Dollar or specifically to JR's, and then turn right around and come back. Now, I asked the ladies in the office to help me understand why our truck would be there. I could not get an answer. They just don't know. I tried to communicate with an employee. I did not get a good answer. Rather than make this an employee issue, it should be a policy issue. I think anytime our truck, especially if it's going to town every day to the Family Dollar store, probably on a personal run, that's got to stop. That's probably $20 a day between labor, gas, we're wasting. So I ask that from now on, anytime a work vehicle leaves the town except to go to the well, somebody gets a text, plain and simple, or a justification of why our truck is at a personal store in town 3-4 days a week. So I'd rather adjust it in policy. Let's make a rule that if the truck goes out of town, we know, period. That way it's not on the employee, it's on the town.
Oh, I know they have to go to bins to get gas.
They do. And
And I know they go to bins for tires, because that's where Gary was yesterday.
oh, absolutely.
Not you, Gary, the other Gary.
Ben's ain't JR's though.
Huh?
Ben's ain't JR's.
Well, I-
That's quite a difference of opinion.
I wanted to get with you earlier about this, but we have not had good communication. Here is one of, here's a perfect example. That right there is the Family Dollar. That over there is Ben's gas station. So yes, sometimes we go to Ben's gas station. But we don't own that day. We don't own that day. We don't own that day. You understand?
Yes.
I'm not trying to target an employee, I'm trying to change the policy.
Okay. So, I just think.
I'm sorry. Why wouldn't you target the employee?
Well, because that is the supervisor of that department's job. My position is not over the maintenance department. My position hopefully will be over the office. Rather than me try to be the guy that wants to, I'm not going to target
That's all
any one
you have to
employee.
say, yeah. I'm sorry.
And if you want to mention something employee specific in an open forum like this, the employee has to be here so that they can defend themselves per statute.
And I'd really rather just change the policy. Whatever's been happening for the last few years, there's a lot of that. From here forward, we're gonna operate like a business. Our people are gonna come and go, we're gonna know where they are, we're gonna know what they do, and we're gonna pay them for it. That's how it works. So can we get that a motion?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm thinking, and my brain's going 500 different ways.
It's simple.
I'm trying to think how to word that.
If the town truck leaves town, other than the wells,
But can we say that because we've got a trash truck that's in and out of town?
I mean the brown trucks.
It's with the gray one? What is it brown? What color is that?
The old Dodge.
Can we table this and we talk tomorrow?
Is something
Come
gonna
up with-
happen at the next meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll come up with a
So
policy.
put it on the agenda?
Put it on the agenda, have Vicki put it on the agenda.
Okay.
We'll come up with a policy.
I'm very negotiable. I don't actually want to make it about a person. I just don't want our trucks in town
Absolutely.
on our dime.
I agree with that. So let's, me and you chat tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometime. We will come up with a policy together
Yes, ma'am.
and we'll do that. How does
Sounds
that
good.
sound?
Sounds great. That is democracy right there.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
And that's all I've got.
Just to let you guys know, Kayla looked it up real quick. It is, for the first 3 months, it's $20 a month. Every month thereafter, it's $40, and then $10 per user account a month. So we have 11 people. Well,
Alright.
10, no.
I'll do more research for the agenda next
Look
time.
into part-time. Part-time. Part-time, it's the exact same thing as we could do there.
I'm flexible. I'm just
Only
trying to get,
It's called part-time.
okay?
And I think it's like $300 a year, but you can have up to 25 employees. No,
Okay.
it's gotta be more than that, because I have my pool employees. 30 employees that can log in. Everything's done from your phone. You could do exactly what we're gonna do from QuickBooks.
You understand what I'm trying to do.
Yes,
I am very
absolutely.
flexible with the software, who, how, when,
Yeah.
but our current system does not work.
And part-time also runs the reports. So all Vicki would have to do is run like the report and say, like Michael Bishop, and it would have all these hours.
That's outstanding.
Out right there.
That's what we need.
So, yeah, part-time.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Gary?
I think we covered most everything.
Okay. Cody? Nope. Eric? Ron? Joe? Duffy?
I got something. For the people that cannot get through the phones until you get what you're gonna do, and they try to call and give us, pay their bill for the trash, will it be okay to have them make a money order or something where we could take it and then bring it into you guys?
Yes.
Or
Well,
is that gonna be a
That might
problem?
get complicated.
No.
yeah,
You're not bonded to handle money.
Alright,
I wouldn't
I'll
want to
just-
be responsible.
Just call me like you did the last one. We will straighten them out.
alright.
I'm gonna be working with the ladies. We're gonna get the billing straightened out. A lot of this is, give me 90 days. If I don't do it, it's my fault, but give me 90 days and we're gonna straighten this out.
I just wanted to make sure because there's a lot of people want it, you know what I mean?
I have a bunch of stuff, but it can wait. It's stuff that needs to be handled in the future. So I think everything can wait. I have been helping the girls out in the office. I put enough stamps on letters today to float a boat, so we could float clear to China on all those stamps.
Why do we not use digital stamps?
Well, that was my question about 4 o'clock today when my fingers were going numb.
Yeah.
Because we could print it
I would
to
think that's what
come
we're
on the
doing.
bill.
Yeah.
And so we are going to definitely look into that in the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my fingers are
Probably an
numb now
affordability.
from pulling stamps.
Ma'am?
I said it's probably an affordability issue right now.
Oh, yeah, what about-
It might be.
really expensive the last time I looked into it.
It might be. I think that's what happened the last time, right? When we wanted to do it?
Yeah.
We just couldn't afford it because to get started with the permit fees is kind of expensive, but it's so nice. But what we're spending in stamps, we're gonna spend anyway.
Well, what are we spending lately?
Well, yeah, well, mine was volunteer, but what if I'm not around?
Well, I'd say $18 an hour or something like that.
Exactly. So we need to look into that. We're looking into that.
Okay.
So anyway, if there's nothing else, I would like to call for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Thank you. I have a first from Eric, a second from Ron, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Welcome to Joe, welcome to Jay.
We did it without yelling, folks.
Yes.
Nobody yelled at anyone.
I mean,